What's up, everybody? Welcome to the second episode of Heartslayers. We're your hosts for the day. I'm Derrick Acosta. This is Meg Turner. How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Positive response to the first episode, so that was cool. We are very excited to help you guys with your issues. We're going to be taking calls and answering emails, so let's get it started. Okay, we're here with Hop. What's up, Hop?
All right, so I have a question about my current relationship that I've been in right now. So I have a feeling that my relationship that I'm in now is reaching a point where I just feel, for lack of a better word, bored, I guess. Me and my girlfriend, we're going out all the time. We're going on hikes and movies and dinner and whatnot, but I just feel like something about that spark it's just not there the way it was 11 months ago when we met. I just wanted to run this by you. Have you guys ever felt, and the thing is, this girl is so great. She's such an awesome person in my life, such a positive person. But I just don't feel as a relationship, I don't know, it's just not, it doesn't excite me the way that it did back a year ago.
Okay, so you've been dating for 11 months. At what point did you feel that things started slowing down and getting a little boring?
Well, I felt like we habitually fell into the same patterns of hanging out. Nothing new happened. I don't know if I could pinpoint a specific time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. I feel like I've definitely been in that situation.
Yeah.
I feel like that's actually pretty normal for people who start dating is...
the honeymoon phase is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, the honeymoon phase is over, exactly. When everything is new, you're trying to experiment and see what you guys have in common, but after a while, you kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
And you kind of slide into what's comfortable.
Do you guys see each other every day?
No, we don't see each other every day.
Okay.
Yeah, we maybe see each other 3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that. And I just feel like I'm not a guy who likes texting a lot. I'm not the most attentive person, and I think she needs someone who is, and I don't think she would ever want to admit that because I think she likes being with me.
Right. Would you consider her clingy at all?
I would consider her deep down. I'd say she's clingy, but on the outside, what she wants me to think of her, I think no. I think she wants me to think she's the chillest girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, okay. Is it is it an issue with money that you just don't want to go out, or have you just run out of ideas of things to do?
You know what? Yeah, I suppose it's not an issue with money. It's not that I don't have money. I guess it's that I've run out of ideas in a way. I don't know. It's we go to live shows a lot, music venues. We do that a lot, and we have a lot of fun doing that. But it just kind of ends with us going back to my house and hanging out. And I don't know. It just is getting redundant. But
yeah.
I love having this person in my life. So I don't,
Cool.
So okay. I'm also gonna give you this info here. I'm the kind of guy that jumps from one long-term relationship to the next. I was in a serious relationship for months and months, and then 2 weeks passed, and then I jumped right to another one.
Oh, so are you starting to maybe feel that old urge coming once again? Maybe it's time to jump to the next relationship?
I just feel like I just need time for myself, I don't really give myself that.
Well, it sounds like you say you only spend maybe 3 days out of the week together, so it sounds like you have most of the week to yourself.
For sure, yeah. And I'm working, and we have conflicting schedules when it comes to work and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like in a healthy relationship, you a lot of people would be happy to be in your position, Hop,
Right.
where they have somebody that they feel comfortable with, where they can just kind of hang out. There's no plan. They don't have to go on a fancy date. They could just kind of spend time together sitting around the house and enjoy each other's company. I feel like a lot of people try to work to that point in their relationship.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I really feel you on that.
You're saying that, it's not working for you and you want some more excitement. But I feel like if you really like this girl and, I don't know if you consider it a problem that you have jumping from a relationship to relationship. Do you consider that a problem, or are you happy?
I mean, it's definitely weird that I do it that often. I don't know. I guess it's just comfortable for me.
Yeah.
Like, I just find a girl that I think is super cool, and then I don't plan on it becoming a big relationship, but it just happens so fast.
Sure.
So I guess the biggest problem I have now is I sort of feel like she's not being transparent with herself to me. She deep down, she wants me to see her more than 3 times a week. But she doesn't want to tell me that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I have some advice for you, Hop.
Okay, cool.
I feel like here's what you should do. You actually do have a lot of time away from your girlfriend. I think that maybe you should take a night or take some of that time and brainstorm some ideas of what an exciting time could be for the both of you. Just make a list in your head or write it down of things that would be fun to do with your girlfriend that you haven't already done, or maybe things that you've done in the past that you would like to do again. And I think this will solve your problem in 2 ways. I think that you'll not be so bored because you'll be getting out of the house, doing new things. And your girlfriend will see that you're paying extra attention to her, thinking about her when she's not there. And maybe instead of spending more time together, she'll just see that you're kind of making more of an effort in the relationship. And perhaps, that under the surface clinginess will disappear.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that you should stay in this relationship if you feel like it's coming to an end. But I do think that it's natural for relationships to get a little boring. But I think that they go in waves. There's there's peaks, there's valleys. You can get it back to a point where you're really happy again. And if you get out of the relationship before that happens, you might find yourself in a cycle of never kind of working through this barrier, of boredom. What do you think about that, Meg?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you got to give it time to grow and expand. Yeah, you might be bored, but something exciting might come along.
Yeah, I feel like there's times of growth in a relationship and then times of stagnation, but then there's more growth and then more stagnation.
Yep.
And, if you go too long without kind of getting past this boredom feeling, then I would kind of have a talk with your girlfriend. And pretty much, you seem like an open and honest guy who's easy to talk to. I feel like you could bring this up to her.
Yeah. I have no problems telling this to her. I just, I don't know. It's like I'm 21, and what am I? I'm not gonna get married to this girl. You know what I mean? So it's
I don't know that.
Yeah, some people get married at 21, but I don't recommend it.
No, hell no.
Not on my list of things to do right now.
Well, here's the thing. You're still young. I would say plan a couple of dates, take her out, show her that you're thinking about her, and then put it on her. Tell her, hey, next time you plan something.
Oh.
And if she can't step up, then maybe you've learned a little bit more about yourself, about this relationship, and you'll have a clearer idea of whether it's time to move on or not.
All right. That's great. Love it. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for your call, Hop.
Thanks.
Thank you, bro.
Later. All right. Derrick and Meg here with Eric. What's up, man?
Hey, man. How you doing this morning?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
Good.
I'm doing okay.
Okay. What's your issue?
So, I've been talking to this girl I met her on Tinder about a month and a half ago. We were talking for a month, and I took her out for a first date about a week or so ago.
Okay.
Took her out. It was just I try to keep it as like loose as possible. Just a quick coffee date, whatever. And I thought it went pretty good. It was in the middle of the day, but like I felt like overall it went well.
Okay.
The only thing was at the end of the day, it seemed like she was kind of in a hurry to leave and get out of the car. I couldn't tell if it because her dad was home or something.
Oh.
But yeah, the end of the date, the very end of that date felt kind of awkward, and I've just kind of I've been messaging her since, like, a little bit, just trying to get a feel of what she wants to do for a second date. And I said, do you want to go see this movie? She told me she had seen it, which, okay. I asked her if she was free, like, 2 different days this week I was free. If she wanted to do something, she said no. So I don't really know. I just don't know what to
Oh, man.
go next. Yeah.
Bummer. Let me ask you, first of all, how old are you guys? How old are you?
I'm 24. She is 21.
Okay.
Okay.
So with your first date, I feel like a lunch date, a coffee date is pretty normal.
Yeah.
For a first date. Awkwardness is pretty normal for a first date. A lot of first dates are
Absolutely.
awkward. In fact, it's probably the most awkward
See,
thing you
that's
can
the thing.
do.
It wasn't that awkward until the very end. She's just like, okay, yeah, I'll text you later. Bye.
Let me ask
Just
you,
getting out of the
was
car,
there
yeah.
any moments or any time in the date where you feel maybe something happened? Or like, was there a misstep, anything that you think could have swayed the way the date was going? It's okay if there wasn't.
No, I've been walking it through. The only and she was reluctant to do so first. She said, because I said, "Do you want to go get coffee?" She said, and she was just like, "I don't have any money on me." And I told her, "I'll pay for your coffee. It's fine." And she was a little reluctant for that. But I'm just like, "It's no big deal. Please, let me get your coffee."
Okay.
But I'm trying to.
All right. Well, Meg, let me go to you.
Okay.
I feel like maybe you have some better insight about this. What do you think is going on in this girl's mind?
Well, has she been actively messaging you back when you've texted her after the fact?
She messaged me once after the fact, and then we started talking, and then I offered her one thing, and then didn't, and then she didn't want. I offered her the movie, and then she told me she had already seen it, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, all right,
Okay.
that's fine."
And was she?
But then after that, I said, "Are you free?" I think last Saturday, I said, "Are you free either Sunday or Friday?" And she said, "Or Sunday, Friday, Sunday, Thursday, something like that." I was going to take her to a comedy show,
Okay.
and she just said, no, I'm busy both of those days."
Kind of sounds like she's making excuses.
Yeah,
That's what I
And
think
I'm like,
too,
here's
man.
the thing. All right, here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I got invited. I'm nominated for an award at a very big award show in about a week and a half.
Nice.
Okay.
And I feel like the pressure's coming on to find a date one way or another.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if I should also just sort of focus silently on maybe getting a date with somebody else on the side of it. That seems kind of scummy. I don't know.
No way. Hey, do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And don't even be silent about it.
No.
You met this girl on Tinder?
Yeah.
Okay, so
This is my first successful Tinder match. I've been using it for a year or so on and off, and this is the first conversation that has gone I
well,
talked with this person.
congratulations. Congratulations. But what I always say is if you've done it once, you can do it again.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to keep in mind you met her on Tinder. That means she's on Tinder. She might be going on other Tinder dates too.
Well, she did tell me she did delete the app because about 2 weeks ago she said, "Hey, can we move to text message because I'm going to delete this app?" I said, "Okay."
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, that's a good sign that she wanted to keep in contact after deleting Tinder.
Yeah.
You know, you guys went on one date. It was a lunch date.
And I've been I've just been trying to figure out what I didn't really. Do you have any suggestions of what if I did want to like ask her one more time about a thing to do for a second date? Do you have any like good sort of second? I'm thinking something at night.
I have a suggestion for you. Absolutely. Yeah. Plan to do something, and maybe even plan to do something with some other friends, but make definite plans on your own and then ask her if she wants to come along. Don't put it into a situation where it's like, hey, if you're going with me, we're doing this. If you're not going with me, I'm not doing it. Yeah. That adds pressure to the situation. Definitely in your mind, commit to doing something that is going to be fun, and then, invite her to come along. And I feel like if you just kind of entice her, you would have a better shot than kind of putting it all on her. But I definitely think with your award show, that's a big event. That is something, you would take a girlfriend to. Mm-hmm. This girl, as it stands right now, it doesn't sound like she considers herself to be your girlfriend, or maybe that she even is sure she wants to be at this point. I would honestly, and maybe this is a little bit dastardly, take a friend, just take a female friend, and then, post those pictures online. I'm having fun, Yep. I hate to say it, but sometimes when you do that, the first girl will become a little bit jealous. Maybe she'll think about how nice that lunch date really was, and she'll get a little bit worried, like, oh, is the door closing on my opportunity here?
Yep, then she'll step up.
Yeah, I think that might be the hand to play if you want to kind of get this girl interested in you again.
So I did. So one of my ideas I did have was something similar to what you were saying, because I have a group of friends that does get together for karaoke every week. They just haven't been, just because we're all a little low on money right now.
Uh-huh.
But that was definitely something I was thinking about. But like, would that be too weird to put her in a group on a second date? No. But at the same time, that's definitely what I was thinking.
Group dates are always better for early dates, especially in this situation, because honestly, there's less chance for romance in a group date. It's more just like a bunch of friends hanging out.
Right. The pressure's off.
The pressure's off, and you guys can get to know each other. Your friends will make you feel more comfortable. They'll probably bring out the best in you.
Right.
So you'll be less awkward, and she'll get to see that. She'll also get to see your friends, kind of see a little bit of what your life is like when you're not talking to her on text message.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great idea. And if she doesn't go, get some video of yourself singing the most badass song and post it online. Just leave the breadcrumb trail out, so that she can see how fun of a guy you are. That's my advice to you.
It's good advice.
And Meg agrees.
Hell yeah.
All right, ma'am. So, all right, I definitely think I have a clearer picture of what I want to do. I just feel like I really do need to set the fire under her, just like, hey, because she knows I got this this award thing coming up.
No,
and just like, hey,
you don't need to set the fire. Setting the fire might set it on fire in a bad way.
That's true.
You don't, especially when you've only gone on one date. Yeah. That's very non-committal. And if you try to force a connection there, maybe when it's not there on the other side, you could ruin it. Okay, so you want to draw it out of her on her terms. Okay, just kind of leave the door open, but don't shove her through the door. Get her to come through on her own, if that makes sense.
Okay, all right.
Good luck. Just take it easy, and I think you'll be all right. Definitely take somebody else to that award show, though. Don't ask her.
All right, man.
All right. Thanks for your call, Eric. Thanks. Good luck.
Easy.
All right. We're going to take an email here. This one is from a guy named N, the letter N. Dear Heartslayers, what is your advice on asking out someone who works in a restaurant or store that you frequent? There is a girl who works at a vitamin/supplement shop that I patronize once weekly to buy protein. She is very kind to me and always asks me about my day or my weekend. Once she asked me about my Mega 64 shirt. Nice. I can't tell if she's flirting with me or if she's just a very kind person. I'd like to ask her out, but I've done this in the past to different women who worked at other stores I frequent, and after texting them or going out with them, found out they were very different, and our relationship, along with my visits to my favorite store, are soured. Can you help me out with some great advice?
Okay.
Have you ever been asked out when you were working at a place?
I have, and it was a really awkward experience.
Really?
Yeah. I did not enjoy it.
Oh man, what did he come on too strong or?
I mean, obviously when you're in customer service, you're being nice and you're being friendly.
Yeah.
And it was just somebody that I wasn't exactly interested in.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I mean,
Did he straight up ask you out, or was he just he was like, let's go somewhere?
He was like, hey, can I have your number? And I'm like,
you had to tell him no.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. You know, I was asked out once when I was working at a bookstore. Yeah. And I actually went on the date, and it was a really awkward date.
Was it?
She brought her friend along, and the whole time I was like confused. Like, okay, so I was young and I just didn't know how to handle myself in the situation.
Right.
So you recommend, do you have any advice for how to go about this?
Okay. Well, my advice would be, oh man.
Yeah. Well, here's what I would say.
Okay.
You got asked out. You said no. I got asked out. I said yes. And the way she did it was very, it didn't put me on the spot. She basically just came up and gave me her phone number on a piece of paper. And she said, hey, call me sometime. And
it leaves the door open.
Exactly. I feel like maybe with your guy, he was trying to get your information.
Yeah.
Maybe if he just would have gone up and given you his information, there would have been less pressure.
I don't like being put on the spot. So.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does. You know, I used to have a friend who was a bartender, and she told me that she like broke it down for me. She's like, there's one guy who ever hit on me at the bar. Like, guys hit on me at the bar all the time, but only one guy did it in a way that I was actually interested.
Really?
And I was like, oh, this is interesting information. She said that he came up and talked to her and was really funny, really like friendly, having a good time. And then he was like, all right, peace, thanks, and walked away.
Oh.
Without making a move. And she kind of, you know, it piqued her interest. She was like, I thought he was going to hit on me. I thought he was going to give me his number, but he didn't. Then he came back about 15 minutes later and kind of started the conversation again, and then gave her the information, and then left very quickly once again. And she really liked that.
That's smart.
Kind of like the popping in, popping out, instead of just like hanging out, you know, forever.
I feel like if you kind of like push yourself, like kind of making yourself seem a little desperate,
yeah,
that's going to put girls off.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to seem desperate. You kind of want to, you know, make it sound like they've just won the ticket to Willy Wonka's factory.
Right.
Like, hey, lucky for you.
Yeah.
Boom, there you go. So to our friend N, if you're watching, I would say, you know, you've already talked to this girl about Mega 64. Next time you go in to get supplements, don't make a big deal out of it. Just give her your number on a piece of paper and say, hey, it'd be cool if you call me or text me sometime.
Yeah.
Or, you know, Facebook message me, look me up on Facebook, send me a message. It'd be cool to hang out. And then get out of there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if she calls you, cool. If she doesn't call you, no big deal. Just don't ever bring it up again when you go back to the store.
Exactly.
And I feel like in regards to people you've gone on dates with in the past, making it awkward at the store, don't let it be awkward. I would laugh about the fact that you guys went out and, you know, who cares? You're moving on with your life. They're moving on with their life. You still got to shop there. So kind of just with a smile and a laugh, go to the store. No big deal. And, you know, brush it off. You'll be fine. Yeah. Cool. All right. Thank you. Thank you for the email, Ann. All right. We're back here with RoboCop. RoboCop, you're here with Derrick and Meg, the Heartslayers. How's it going?
I have a question about this girl that I used to really be into. This girl. Thing was, she lived in Louisiana, and I was going to go fly out and see her, but we ended up deciding that that was probably not the best thing to do. Okay. So we don't talk for about like a month. Then she texts me back and says, like, I have a boyfriend now, but I'd really like to stay friends with you. I said, okay, that's fine. But now, like, whenever she gets drunk, she always texts me and says, like, "Hey, I love you," or she texts me and says whenever she's having a problem with her boyfriend, she texts me and says something about him, and I don't think she remembers it because she's drunk, so I don't really know what to do, because I'm the type of guy who doesn't like to pick up the pieces, so I'd rather just stay friends with her, and I don't even know if she knows that she's doing this.
Okay.
So I wonder if you guys have any advice for that.
Yeah, so she's in Louisiana. Where are you?
I'm in Arizona.
Oh, wow. You guys are
Okay.
far apart from each other.
Hmm.
Man, yeah.
It's probably for the best.
That's I might say the same thing. So it sounds like this girl likes you, but you live so far away. She decided to be with somebody who's closer to where she is. You know, based on what you said, you say she probably doesn't remember the messages. I don't believe that. If they're text messages, then
It's not always text messages. Sometimes it's Snapchats.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, even still, like, you know, she is going and Snapchatting you over and over. It's not a one-time thing, right?
No, this has happened a few times now.
Yeah, so
She
the fact
knows what she's
yeah,
doing.
the fact that she's doing it again and again, you're her go-to guy. She absolutely knows what she's doing. I'm sure that she's attracted to you and that she likes you. But you live so far away, it's kind of just not a possibility for her to date you. So she might be a girl who likes drama.
Yeah.
She might kind of like the fantasy or the idea of having you there available for her whenever things go wrong with her boyfriend. She's got this other hunk in Arizona who is all into her and she could contact that guy.
Yeah. It sounds like she's kind of like keeping you on the back burner to have when things go wrong.
Yeah, which is, you know, I hate to say it. It sucks to hear. It sucks to realize that, but it sounds like you're her backup guy or her
Is
side
there?
guy.
Should I because I've told her in the past like what could have happened between you and me. I just want to like move past that.
Uh-huh.
So should I bring this up to her and say like, hey, I'd really like it if you don't do this, because it's gonna make our friendship a lot harder if this keeps happening.
Well, let me ask you legitimately, does it bother you when she does this stuff? Does it hurt your feelings or make you feel like mad or anything?
I feel worse for her current boyfriend than I do for me, because if I knew that my girlfriend was doing that, I'd be pretty sad and pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel bad for her current boyfriend too. But really that is not your problem.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, it should just be a warning to you of how this girl acts when she's in a relationship, which it sounds like you don't really want to be in a relationship with her anyways. No. But just keep in mind, if you guys ever did get together, she would probably be Snapchatting some other guy when she's mad at you. So I don't think personally that you need to consult with her about moving on emotionally. I think you can just do that. The reason I ask if these Snapchats bother you, because it would be that if they do, then I would say something to her.
Right.
But honestly, if they don't bother you that much, if you find them kind of flattering, who cares? Let her do her thing. You know, as long as you kind of don't get roped in emotionally, then you don't have anything to worry about.
There's also she's coming to Arizona for a music festival.
Oh.
And she's expecting me to and I mean, I'll definitely come say hi to her, but I don't know if she's expecting more to happen.
I think she is. It sounds to me,
yeah.
I don't want to throw her under the bus. I'm sure she's a nice girl. It sounds like she is setting up a hookup with you. It sounds like she wants to cheat on her boyfriend.
That's what I was thinking.
With you. Okay, and Meg has the female perspective.
Yeah.
And she agrees.
I mean, a girl doesn't just Snapchat "I love you" when she's drunk to a friend. I mean, I don't. I don't know if other girls do, but yeah, it sounds really sketchy to me.
Yeah, I mean, do you really want to be friends with her if there's no relationship, if there's no romance involved? Honestly,
I do, because she's one of the few girls I've met that really that has like the exact same sense of humor as me, likes all the same stuff. The only problem that we've run into is that we have this kind of like past where we were wanting to like date each other, be romantic with one another. But like I said, like she lives in Louisiana, I live in Arizona, and that was kind of our reason for saying like this isn't going to happen. And I thought that was a good.
Okay. My advice would be if you guys do meet up when she comes to the festival or whatever, and she tries to make a move on you, just make it very clear that you're only friends. Because, I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah, I agree. I would prepare yourself mentally for this girl to try to hook up with you. It sounds like she's going to try to hook up with you.
Yeah.
Don't be caught off guard, okay? Be prepared for that to happen and have a reaction already planned in your mind of what you're going to say to her, which is basically like, hey, you have a boyfriend and I don't feel comfortable. You know, I don't want to hook up with a girl who has a boyfriend. I really like you as a friend. I think you're funny, but, you know, for your sake, because, you know, it might be something that she regrets. It might, if you really like the friendship, it might ruin the friendship. It might make it awkward,
Right.
or, you know, her boyfriend might suspect something and then she suddenly won't be allowed to be friends with you anymore.
Yeah.
So I would definitely be prepared for that to happen. Have a response planned. I agree with Meg. We both think that this girl is into you and is being a little bit shady with her current boyfriend. So yeah, be on your toes.
Thanks for the advice, guys.
Good
Sure.
luck.
I appreciate it.
Good luck, man.
All right, have a good day, guys.
See ya. All right, everybody, we're back with Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, really good. How are you guys?
We're doing
Good.
great. You're here with Derrick and Meg, the
Super.
Heartslayers. What's your issue?
Cool. I don't know, just like a bit of advice really on how you'd go about moving on when you're not really like an extroverted person, I suppose, is the long and short of it. Like,
Okay.
I've not really been in many like relationships, and therefore I've not really had many breakups. So I think that I take them pretty hard. And when I'm not really a person who finds it comfortable, like I don't know, like going up and talking to girls and things on like a night out or anything like that, how would you recommend like I don't know, like move on and yeah, just move on, I guess.
So are you, have you just recently gone through a breakup?
It depends what you mean by recently. The end of last year, yeah, but it's like August now, so I guess
End
not
of last
really
year. So like
recently.
December,
Yeah.
like 8 months ago?
Yeah.
Okay. How long were you guys together?
Not really that long. We started seeing each other at the beginning of June, but it was one of those, you know, when you like just click with someone and you like just get it. It was
Yeah,
that kind of situation.
totally.
And like I said, when I'm not really someone who does that, I find it hard to like find someone I really like, and it was just one of those type of situations, really.
You say you've only been in a few relationships. Is that
Yeah.
like less than 3, less than 5? How many are we talking here?
3, yeah, no, yeah, 3. 3
Three,
would be
okay.
3 would be the magic number.
How old are you, Mike?
I'm 25 years young, Derek.
Okay, nice.
I mean, I wouldn't say that's a bad thing.
What?
Only being in 3 relationships at
Yo, no.
25.
25 through relationships. I feel like that's
Pretty normal.
normal, average.
Yeah.
So where did you meet your last girlfriend? How did you guys meet?
Tinder, funnily enough.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you
Yeah,
been on
so, like,
Tinder
that-
since then?
Oh yeah, pretty actively.
Okay.
But no like dates or anything from it. I feel like Tinder's, it gets rid of the I don't know, like I find it really skeevy, the idea of going up to a girl at a bar and saying like, can I buy you a drink? I don't know, like it's just the idea of it grosses me out, because I think that obviously they would then be thinking like, who is this guy? What is he doing? Why is he trying to buy me a drink? Like those type of things. So
You know what?
that's-
Real quick, in response to that, I had a conversation once with a guy who met his wife on Tinder. And at the time, I kind of took Tinder as a joke. I was like, how could you meet somebody on Tinder
right.
and then you end up marrying them? And what he said really opened my eyes, changed my perspective. He said, really, there's no difference between meeting somebody on Tinder and meeting somebody in a bar. Because when you see somebody in a bar on the other side of the room that you think is attractive, you'll go over to them and you'll try to strike up a conversation, or you'll try to buy a drink. It's the same thing on Tinder. When all you have to go off of is their photo, and if you think they're attractive, you'll swipe on them.
Yep.
So it's kind of the reverse for you, where you think Tinder is cool, but meeting somebody in a bar is weird. But really, they're kind of the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
I guess as well. Like with Tinder, the fact that it's both of you say yes, pretty much. So it's like
Exactly.
you know that this person finds you attractive. So
Yeah, well, you know, when you're in a bar, if you make eye contact with somebody and they kind of hold it with you for a second, that's basically both people have swiped. And you have about a 15-second window to go up and strike a conversation before it gets awkward. Anything over than 15 seconds, then you're the weird guy in the corner who's just staring. And you don't want to say anything. So, you know, if you're out in the bar and you make eye contact with somebody, go up, say hi. You know, you don't have to offer to buy them a drink. You know, I don't know what the conversation would be. Ask them about the music that's playing.
Right.
Be like, hey, you want to come pick a jukebox song with me or something? You know, be weird, be funny. Don't be too weird.
Yeah.
I'll try.
But to get back to your specific question, you guys, you dated for 6 months. You've been broken up for about 8 months now. Why do you feel like you can't move on? What do you think about that old relationship that's keeping you kind of from moving past it?
I don't know. Sorry, my flatmate's just come home, and this is embarrassing for me. So I've gone into the toilet to talk.
Oh, it's cool. It's totally fine.
I don't know. It's just the first person in a long while that I really like gelled with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the fact that as well the reason we broke up was because of distance, and then I think it was a really good reason that we broke up. It wasn't like a bullshit one that they
You guys
gave.
didn't live close together to each other?
Well, like not in the terms of England. That's an hour away, as opposed, which I suppose is nothing in America, but here I suppose it is because it's like a train ride.
That's something in America, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I say as a rule of thumb, if the commute is too far for a job, it's too far for a relationship.
That's fair.
You know,
Okay,
if you
yeah,
wouldn't drive
yeah.
to work that far, you probably shouldn't drive to go on a date that far.
That's fair.
They should
Yeah.
live close to you.
But then as well, like after that gave me a real like kick up the arse to find something like different in my life, because I really hate my job, and I thought that was like the one good thing that I had was this like relationship. And then I decided to like find a new job, and then me and my friends moved to the city where she lives. So obviously I'm here now, and I'm going to like concerts and gigs and things that I know that she would also go to. So it's kind of like the thing in the back of my head of, am I going to bump into her? What's it going to be like? That is also part of it, I suppose.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I think, you know, I've gone through situations where I dated somebody and then it didn't work out and I was bummed out. And you kind of go through a dry spell as far as just meeting another person that you can connect with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may, I think that oftentimes you have to go on a couple of dates and a lot of them won't work out. And they'll be like, this isn't really the kind of person I'm looking for. But you're never going to find that next person unless you try to find them.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think you just need to remember that, honestly, everybody is unique. Everybody's an individual. But at the same time, you can find one type of person who is perfect for you, and you can find an entirely different person who is the same type of person. You know, that's why they say people have a type.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you just need to find another girl who fits into your type. And sometimes it's a little hard. Sometimes you don't realize somebody is your type. You need to go on a couple of dates before you realize, like, oh, we really do have the same sense of humor. Because they could be shy, or maybe they just,
Exactly.
you know, they're closed off a little bit.
Yeah.
So my advice to you is, you know, don't put this girl up on a pedestal. The relationship is already over. It already hasn't worked out. That should be the main thing that motivates you to kind of move on from the relationship. For everything that was right with her, ultimately the relationship was wrong.
Right.
So you just need to believe and know that there's a girl out there who is just as perfect as that girl was. But in addition to that, she'll want to be in a relationship with you, and it'll work out for a good reason.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
and you say you live close to this girl now, right? You move close to her. So have you?
Not in like a weird way. Just want to like clear that up. I didn't kind of.
Yeah, no.
Right.
But it kind of sounds like now that you live close to her, maybe like, oh, the relationship can work again. Like we've solved our problem. Do you kind of feel that way?
Well, that was the original like question, I suppose, when it happened, was if I was to move there, would it happen again?
Yeah.
And then there was no real answer.
Well,
so I guess that was kind of in the back of my head when I was thinking about it, but it wasn't a deciding factor when it came to
sure.
work
Right.
with my friends.
I'd say put that thought out of your head.
Yeah.
If it's gonna work out again, it will.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Exactly. And you could date another girl. You can date 3 more girls, and then maybe.
Hell yeah,
man. And then maybe down the line, your paths will cross again, and you'll both be in a better place. And maybe the relationship will work out then. But I think that if you are holding out for this girl, you're going to sour any potential of that relationship working out again, and you're also going to sour any potential for a new relationship to happen.
Exactly.
So you really just need to believe that that type of girl is out there in a different person, and it'll be even better than the relationship that didn't work out.
Yeah, just
Super.
putting yourself
Great
out
stuff.
there.
Yeah. Keep trying, keep this is a baseball analogy. This is an American sport. I was going to say keep swinging, and eventually you'll hit a home run.
Oh yeah, like cricket, you'll get the 6.
Exactly.
Right,
keep swinging, and you'll get a 6. All right. Good luck, Mike.
Hey, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks for your call. See ya.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take another email. This one is from a girl who goes by the letter A, and it says, "Hi guys, I started talking to someone a week before classes ended, and once summer started, we went back home. Being 2 states away from each other, I said we could text until fall semester started back up again, and we moved back on campus. When we texted, he would send me long texts asking how my summer was and how my internship was going, etc., and I would reply asking the same questions, and I wouldn't get a reply. When I did, it would often be the next day or even longer saying, 'Sorry, I'm a bad texter,' with excuses like, 'I work full time, it's summer, so I'm outside and not on my phone a lot,' etc. Maybe I'm just someone who is always on their phone, but is this weird? How do you deal with trying to talk to someone who is bad at texting / communicating? Thanks, A."
Okay.
Someone who is bad at texting, bad at communicating. So just to review the facts, they were close. They went 2 states apart. She gets messages that are really in depth, and then she replies, and then there's a long stretch of silence. How would you feel about that?
I would be so stressed out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, did I say something wrong? What's going on here? Yeah, it would bum me out.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy the bad at texting.
It sounds like
thing.
a really shitty excuse.
It sounds like a shitty excuse. It sounds like there's got to be something else going on. I don't want to insinuate anything,
Right.
but I feel like, it's just texting. If you like somebody, how hard is it to say like, yeah, things are going good. Yeah, I had a good day.
Yeah,
What-
you don't have to send paragraphs in reply. I mean, or even if you do, it takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and even the fact that he is sending big messages in chunks sounds to me like he has long stretches where he's not on his phone, and then he's trying to get all the conversation done all at once.
Right.
Instead of just keeping the conversation light and kind of bouncing along.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate here now. I'm going to go worst case scenario.
All right.
Maybe this guy is seeing somebody else and he feels like it's weird to be on the phone texting all day.
Oh.
So he has to, I don't want to plant that seed, but I think I just did. Or maybe it's something else where, it strikes me as funny that the messages come 24 hours later.
Yeah. No, there's something up with that.
There is something up with that. Maybe he's not dating a girl or that. Maybe it's not that drastic. That's worst case scenario.
I mean, he could be seeing other people though.
Yeah, and it's. I don't know if that would be so crazy, or if that would like break our emailer's heart to find that out. But it sounds like they're on summer break or something. If they're coming back to school soon, anyways, school's starting in a month, so.
Right. My question would be, is he on his phone a lot when you're together? And if not, then he might just be a bad texter. But if he is, then there might be something going on. Yeah.
I'm on my phone a lot. When people text me, I usually give them a response back.
Right.
Yeah, even, I haven't had like a 9-to-5 job in a long time, but even back then, I would sneak my phone when I was at work, and I would even just say like, yo, I'm at work, I'll text you later.
Right.
Or as soon as I got off work, I would text them. I wouldn't like go to sleep and think about my answer.
No.
And then respond the next day. They might just be a bad texter, but there's other ways to communicate outside of text messaging too. They could be sending Snapchats. They could be doing, this is old fashioned. You could call them up on the phone. Nobody wants to do that anymore, but I love talking to people. So I don't mind talking to people on the phone. I actually think it's fun. But that's not for everybody.
I mean, she could put that out there too.
Yeah. If he's a bad texter, be like, hey, I love hearing from you. So if there's any other, if you just want to Snapchat me, go for it. That'd be cool. It doesn't all have to be on text.
Yeah.
I can't shake the feeling that it's a little bit weird that,
I know.
that he's holding off on it. What I would say too is that school is starting so soon. Maybe just start putting the conversation towards I'll see you when school starts.
Yeah.
And then pull back a little bit, honestly. Kind of if you feel like you're the one always sending messages, if you're sending like 2 or 3 or 4 messages in a row, not getting a response, maybe don't send that many messages.
Yeah, put it on him to reach out to you.
Yeah. And see how interested he really is, how badly he wants to talk.
Exactly.
Because I know if I was in a situation like that where I saw somebody and then I went away and I was going to see them again, I would, I would make the effort to try to stay in communication with them.
Yeah.
And some guys, they don't want to look desperate. They like to look cool, like, oh, I'm not going to say too much. F that, okay? Let the guy, don't let that mentality put you in a position where you start to drive yourself crazy. Like, am I sending too many messages?
Yeah, because that's usually what happens.
Yeah. Maybe I would match his level of response. If he's only sending a couple messages a day, maybe you should only send a couple messages a day.
Make him wait.
Yeah, give him a taste of his own medicine, and then maybe he'll start asking like, hey, what's up? Why, I'm texting you now. Let's talk.
Where are you?
Yeah. I think you're like pushing too much into the relationship. He's pulling back. You should pull back, let him start pushing into it.
Right.
And
you'll see each other soon enough.
And this text message problem will either go away or it'll turn into a bigger communication problem, at which point give us a call.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it in detail. Okay, we've got another email here. This one is from Jay. It says, hey guys, I've had one relationship in particular, kind of messed me up mentally. It was an extremely emotionally abusive relationship. Now, 3 years later, it still affects me. I've had girlfriends since, but I've ruined each one by building up impenetrable walls around myself out of fear of being taken advantage of again. My question is, how do you allow yourself to be open to another person after being deeply betrayed and walling yourself off completely as a response? Thanks. Love the show, Jay. Oh, boy.
It's a hard one.
That's a tough question. I really wish Jay was on the phone with us because I want to get more details about that relationship. He says it was emotionally abusive. I can only wonder as to what that entails. And Okay, but without having more details, let's try to give some advice to Jay.
Okay.
Have you ever been like burned by a relationship that you felt messed up future relationships?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I think it also takes mentally getting yourself into a better place. You got to work on yourself first.
Yes.
Before jumping into another relationship anyway.
Yeah. And I think too, the thing you need to work on, the thing that is the major problem is fear. It's that you're afraid that it's going to happen to you all again.
Yeah.
You know? You've had your heart broken. You've been totally trampled on by this person you thought you loved, or who you thought loved you.
Right.
And now, you know, I've been there. You have this mentality of like, that was so freaking bad. I never, ever want to experience that again.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point where it's like, I will not let myself experience that again.
Yeah.
Which is not all bad.
No.
I think if you've been used and abused, you shouldn't let yourself be put in that situation again.
No.
But there is a downside, and that is the fear that everybody you're going to be with for the rest of your life has the potential to do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can let that ruin your relationships, especially if you kind of harp on those feelings and fears and kind of express it to the person over and over.
Yeah.
I think it is good when you're dating somebody at some point, you know, if you want to talk about your past relationships, you don't need to get into your past relationships. I was going to say, if it's something you worry about, you know, you could talk to them like, yeah, you know, I had this girlfriend who like used and abused me. It sucked. It kind of messed me up. You can share that with a new partner, you know, but at the same time,
later down the line,
or, you know, you need to let them know that it's not going to affect this relationship.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you're the person that feels that way.
Right.
You know, they may or may not be that kind of person, but that's kind of irrelevant, because the way you feel and what you bring to the relationship is the thing that is really going to affect it. Like if you are so broken up about that past relationship, you're going to push that person into a bad spot.
Right.
You know, you may need to consider that you're abusing them now in the relationship. Maybe you're the person doing the damage now because, you know, they say this stuff goes in cycles. Like one person did it to you. Now you've become all messed up. Now you're putting somebody else into a bad relationship.
Right.
And, you know, they might become all messed up from it.
Yeah, you always have to remember that it was your partner that was abusing you, and this other person that you're dating is not that other person.
Yeah.
So
I think that when you start a new relationship, it's only fair to wipe the emotional slate clean.
yes.
You need to assume the best in your new person.
Mm-hmm.
You need to give them the benefit of the doubt. You need to give them the opportunity to be the perfect partner.
Right.
If you don't even allow them to be perfect, then they're not going to be perfect for you.
Right.
If you have all of these fears of, oh, this person doesn't care about me. Oh, this person's going to cheat on me. Oh, this person's going to do this. They're going to do that. You're going to push them away. They're going to start thinking like, why am I even with the person who doesn't trust me?
Exactly.
Why am I with the person who thinks the worst of me?
Yeah.
And then they're going to start thinking about all this negative stuff, and it's going to affect the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I heard a piece of advice once a long time ago. It was a metaphor about eating food. They said relationships are like having meals. Every once in a while, you'll have a bad meal, and it'll give you a stomach ache.
Mm-hmm.
It may even make you puke. But you can't swear off food for the rest of your life just because you had a stomach ache. You can't not eat a delicious meal because of that stomach ache you had long ago. Okay, so don't let these events that happened in the past ruin potential great events that could happen in the future.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really good advice.
Cool. Yeah. So wipe the slate clean. Give your person a chance. You know, hey, give them a couple of chances. Let the past be the past. And, you know, every person is a new relationship. They shouldn't be judged by the things another person did.
Exactly.
That's really unfair.
Yeah.
So, Jay, good luck with that. And yeah, call us up. Let us know how it goes. Okay, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Heartslayers.
Yeah.
I think we set some people straight today.
I hope so.
I hope we did. If you enjoyed this, please send us an email at podcast@mega64.com with your issues. Or even better, give us a call next time we go up. We would love to talk to y'all. And y'all, I'm from California. We'd love to talk to you guys, hear about your problems, try to sort you out, make friends with everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm Derrick.
Meg.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.